Hi, this is Dave Dirks, co-author of the book, The New Marketing Analytics. In today's segment, I want to spend a little bit of time in a series of segments, actually, talking a little bit about why value data at all. What is it that gives you, the business owner, the enterprise CMO, the opportunity to leverage data? How is data leveraged? Is my data actually worth anything to me? We often work with folks, especially when they're prospects, trying to get them to understand on their own that what they sit on within their enterprise is actually valuable. And like oil, because the one phrase that, and I'm paraphrasing here, one of the great phrases I think is that data has become the new oil in the world of business. And it really has. The question is, you have to be able to understand where to drill down into your data, and what data that you drill down to is actually worth the time and the effort of understanding. But let me go back to how I kind of started this conversation out, and that is, why bother spending money, time, and effort, internally, externally, on mining the data that I have? Well, I can tell you one reason right off the bat is your best competitors are doing it, and usually they're doing it now. Clearly, with the amount of data, even small businesses are accumulating data at a faster rate than they ever have before. If you are a small business enterprise that is active on Facebook or active on Pinterest or active in social media where you're gathering people together, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of opinions, a lot of thoughts, then you're gathering the kinds of data that can be very valuable to you if you're able to mine the insights out of it. Like, what are people saying, for example, about my products, about my services? What are they saying about services that they need within the world that I live in, within the business segment that I work in? So I think that if you don't understand how valuable your data is, quite frankly, you're really probably not going to put a lot in it. You're just going to continue to do what you do and hope that your marketing plan works on the basis of, what worked before. But today, we live in an information or data-based world. There are better and better ways, more effective ways to mine the data that we have. And some people are doing it. I'll give you a classic example of, and this is kind of like a slice. One great product that's out there is iRobot. And most of you may know iRobot because it's those little robots that go around and they clean your carpets and they clean your floors. A phenomenal product, very innovative, and very obviously has an opportunity in the space of convenience. People don't want to sweep anymore. They just want to run the Roomba around. And that's fine. People don't have time. They want to spend their time doing other things, like playing video games, which is great. But the iRobot, for example, I took a look at one product. I looked at the 380T, the iRobot 380T. And I noticed on Amazon, which is a great marketplace for a lot of people, there were 523 reviews. And there were 220 questions that were answered or posed by people that were answered by other people who were already owners and knew something about the 380T, the iRobot, which is a floor mopping robot. That represents in total, there were about 743 opportunities to sift through content data. This is written data, people talking about the 380T, and in that data, somewhere, are opportunities for iRobot, for Roomba, to learn more about what people think about their product, how to improve the product. There is just a ton of opportunities there. But if you're not willing to see that data on your Facebook page where people are commenting on your product, the good, the bad, the ugly, then you're probably not going to do anything. You're just going to sit there and do what you do, which is fine. Because your competitors, the ones that are actually understand the value of data as in the context of the value of oil, they will be the ones that will be looking for the insights. So, fine. I'm not here to convince you that your data is valuable. If you don't get the context of how your data across your organization, your data that's resident in finance, your data that's in customer service, the data that you have in sales, the data that you have in marketing, from marketing campaigns, the data that you have from operations, the data that you have from your social media platforms, all that data, somewhere in there, there are definitely going to be, I absolutely would guarantee it, that there are kernels of insights that are going to be extremely valuable to you across many assets or facets of your business. One is marketing. How do we market to new people? How can we find new people? How can we keep the people we have? And how can we sell more to the people that we have? Sales. How can we accomplish the sales mission more effectively? What are the things that people need in terms of the different ways, I call it diffusion, how they find products, how they actually do the research. Some people might hear someone reference a product and then they go online and they check it out on the website. Then they go to a blog that specializes in that area and they look at it. So there are all kinds of ways that people can provide you as a business with the opportunity to get feedback. Now, if you don't have a lot of mechanisms, like if you're not really active on Facebook or you really don't have a mechanisms in place that can drive feedback to you, you're probably, you probably don't have a lot of data to work with. But you probably have enough data just within the reservoirs of, if you don't do a lot of marketing campaigns, well, you're probably not going to have a lot of data. Most enterprises of scale, the very smallest may not have a whole lot of data, but anything above a certain criteria, and that's what we kind of do, is look at those, audit those values, is going to have enough data to be able to kind of understand how do we solve problems. Remember, I always say this, if you're not trying to solve a problem with your data, you're probably not really going to be able to get much out of the data that you have. Anyway, I've talked enough. Thank you for listening. Remember, if you're interested, you can go on Amazon.com. You can get a copy of our book, The New Marketing Analytics. This is Dave Dirks, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me today. Thank you, and have a great day.